All right. Hello, everyone. Make a few last checks. I think everything's good. Let me know if the music is good and also game audio when I get back into the game. Back to this again. Yes. I'm actually starting. Whoops, don't reset. That's the whole point of why I did this. I'm starting about halfway through the run. Actually, more than halfway. This is right after Moon. So, brought the Pearl to Moon and then went back here. So, like, this is where I would be in the run. I do have creatures enabled. No guarantee I will actually finish the run from here. I will try. Just a good reminder. Maybe it's not a great idea. Maybe it's not a great idea to do runs now. I haven't practiced in a while, but whatever. The slight problem is that the last time that I practiced a run like this, starting from halfway, I barely even got to this point in the run when I actually did attempts. So it's like, just kind of wasting my time here. But I mean, the idea is that I do get here eventually. Cyan, this is the worst Cyan in the run. I think I might have an idea for dealing with him. Okay, I guess that kind of works. But if I can bait him onto that, just get rid of that rock. If I can bait him onto that pole, he'll have to follow me, and it'll be easy to hit him off. But that sounds interesting. Can you set like multiple? How does it work exactly? Can you set multiple checkpoints in like one region or like anywhere in the game that you can teleport to? Or is it basically just like how? How I don't know. That does sound interesting. Not really for Spearmaster. No region? Okay. Could you save checkpoints and then for like one region so that when you get to that region, the checkpoints work? Wow. Oh gosh, this is just a... Yeah, there's no way that would work. Hello. Welcome to the stream. This song sounds kind of loud. I guess the idea is that if I had a mod like that, then I'd want to be able to set up a bunch of checkpoints throughout an entire run. Like here's some difficult parts in like drainage system and in chimney and in you know, all over the map, and I could just teleport between them all. And I guess I wouldn't mind if you like had to use the warp mod to like teleport you to a region and then use the checkpoints that you set there, if that's how it works. Cyan. So in those kind of cases, you can outrun a Cyan. I mean, they might be able to like jump way ahead of you, kind of like sneak up on you. I'm gonna keep going below in this case. when there's already stuff in the way, it's best to just go underneath it all. Honestly, all it really needs to be, well, I don't have the warp menu now, but you know the warp menu has like region selection here and then like all the rooms. Instead of like, what it could just be instead is you just pick a room that you want to set as a checkpoint and maybe like a specific location in that room. I don't know if that's possible though, but if it's just a room in general, that would also work fine. But then you just have like all the rooms listed here. It's like, okay, I want to teleport to this room and this room and this room. I don't know how difficult that would be to make, but definitely sounds interesting. Because it's definitely you know, in these speedruns, there's usually only a handful of areas that actually have difficult movements. A lot of rooms are just kind of like autopilot, you know, just like walk from one end to the other. Maybe there's some specific movement that you can get good at, but it's not too difficult, and there's still like easy ways to do the room that are only slightly slower. So usually there's like maybe a set of like 10 rooms throughout a whole run that are like really difficult that you want to practice specifically. So be able to just like, I'm going to practice those rooms, just like teleport between them, that'd be very convenient. Also, I don't need splits right now. But you can actually look at the splits. I've decided to change them. It's basically just for the entire run, all in one split. Which means it's basically not splits, it's just a timer, but, you know. I figured that would still be kind of helpful for in-game time, because otherwise I have to figure out in-game time, or real-time myself. Which isn't too difficult. I mean, I can just look at the recording afterwards and see like, here's the beginning of the recording, here's the end of the run. That's how long it takes, you know, between those two events. That's the real time. But if I just use the timer instead, then it makes it a little bit easier. There's a drop hook right there. You just got a drop hook or a grapple worm and immediately left. I don't know what that spider's doing. Oh. He's hanging out on the ceiling, and I think this is another spitter spider. Or the white lizard, actually. The white lizard got the spitter. Oh! The reversal. That's actually pretty funny. I hit the... Okay, I think I might just be dead. I'm not. This certainly is a situation. Oh, and now the white lizard. But the grapple worm. What's happening? No, I actually can't turn around. Why do you... Wow. I really don't want that to happen in a real run. But there's so many creatures there, there's not really any other options. White lizard, please. Thank you. No, spider, why are you fighting back? Why are you focusing on me? He was right there. What happened? Underhang happened. That's probably the most dangerous room in the whole run. Because there could be several spitter spiders, several white lizards. I think there's a blue lizard too. There could be a dropwing. Basically all the dangerous creatures in this run, all grouped up in that room. There's also cyan lizards. Forgot about those. Oh, thank you. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I think for the checkpoints, it would be ideal if you could also save the like current status of the slug cat, which sounds a lot more difficult. I have no idea how you would actually do it. But so that you could save, like, in this room, I should be holding the grapple worm and the pearl, and in this room, I should be holding, oops, I forgot the route for this room. In this room, I should be carrying a vulture mask and a spear or something, you know. I don't know if that's even, like, possible. I mean, I feel like anything should be possible with mods, but it'd be a lot more complicated. But, like, just saving, like, or, like, just changing what items you're holding. Or even like something like neuron glue. I don't know if that's possible. It's like this checkpoint should have neuron glue, this checkpoint shouldn't. Maybe even the amount of food that you have. But that kind of feels more like a save file, right? You're basically just like setting different saves around. So when you teleport to a region, you're actually just like waking up in a shelter in that location. That's more what it's like. I'm very surprised I got that. It's fine if that's not in the mod. That kind of sounds complicated. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Like a vulture mask could spawn as like a different one. I know that if you use the Spearmaster mod to spawn in a vulture mask, it might be a different one, a different looking mask, but that doesn't really matter. It's like a different version. That's unfortunate. Nice jump. There's the blue lizard right here, though. Let me take a pearl. Why? You could have eaten the scavenger. He was dead. I feel like the best strategy for these rooms, actually, is to kill the scavengers and then feed them to the dropwigs or cyans. That's kind of what happened that one time. There were a bunch of scavengers, but all the scavengers got killed by the dropwigs. So they kind of took care of each other. So if you can deal with you're basically dealing with two creatures at once, right? Kill a scavenger and then feed it to a cyan. Now you don't have to deal with either of them. You can't really do the other way around. Like, you can't kill a cyan and then give it to a scavenger. Unless I guess like the cyan is trying to eat the scavenger and you saved them, and that scavenger would no longer be aggressive to you. But I don't know if that's enough of a reputation change. I'm pretty sure that saving a creature from dying, from being eaten, is like one of the best things you can do for any creature's reputation. Like if a vulture grabs the lizard and you hit the vulture, then like that immediately tames the lizard. I don't know how well that works though. Like maybe some lizards don't immediately get tamed. Like I'm pretty sure that if you saved a red lizard, it wouldn't be friends with you. Create a perfect copy of the player. That movement isn't stressful at all. This room doesn't suck at all. It's like about to rain in like 2 minutes. So I guess this is a good test. And see how much time you need to get through Sky Islands. If the cycle's ending like right now, I definitely don't think this is enough time. It looks like it is. So there's like 30 seconds to a minute left. I don't think this is enough time. I'm just gonna keep going. see kind of how close it is. I think I can't get past this room because of the rain pushdown. Whoa, that was weird tech. I kind of like kept the momentum going even though I touched the ground for a while. Yeah, I think it's lethal in this room. But okay, let's consider this. When I entered the gate, there was 1.5 pips left. Well, like 1 pip was like already running out. And from there I was able to get to this room. Which, I mean, it was really close. But let's say that I had another, like, 30 seconds. Or maybe another, like, minute. That would be enough to make it to communications array, and then the rain would stop being a problem. So I think when I enter the gate, I want to have 2 or 3 pips left. I mean, 2 is kind of cutting it close. Probably 3 pips left is the goal. But I'm glad that I, made it to Sky Islands at least. And if I was a little bit faster, I think the main problem there was all the creatures in underhang. Otherwise, I would have been fine. Okay, I think we're ready. What are you talking about? You're talking about Factorio? I don't know much about Factorio. But I did watch this like hour-long video of someone getting to the world border. And not just like getting there, but like creating an entire system to automate the process of building the railway to get there. Is like actually the craziest video about the game I've seen. Oh, I forgot. There's movement tech you can do there. I forgot about that. That's the craziest one he's done. I have not seen all of those. I've only watched like 2 of those Factorio videos. I have played Mindustry though, which is a kind of similar game with like factory building elements and tower defense. What are you doing? Don't stab me. I wish I could have given something to him to increase reputation a little bit. I see something up there, but I will not engage with it. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I'm impressed at the game for being that complicated and having that much freedom to do whatever he wants, or the fact that he's actually able to understand it and like make things with purpose. I just remember how this category actually works. Spearmaster Stress is your favorite sub-region? That's a very interesting region because I think a lot of people don't like it, but I actually kind of like it because better than Sky Islands. Because when I played Spearmaster, Struts was just like one of the areas that I went to before the Pearl. Yeah, I kind of felt like that wouldn't work. That guy jumped into me and I grabbed him the moment he died. That's kind of sad. Actually, I don't know. I guess you could check my Spearmaster streams. Those were like completely blind-ish. So I mean, it's complicated, but I think Struts was one of the regions I went to as just part of the Spearmaster campaign before the Pearl, so it wasn't awful. I think it was actually a pretty enjoyable experience. I do like the region. Ignore those 2 rooms with mirror vultures. I think there's a lot more than just 2 rooms. Two vertical ones. Isn't there like a really... There's one room... I wasn't looking. Stop doing that. This jump is really easy. There's one room where you can like... It's the first room where you can go up into Moon from like the underhang area. It's that room where there's usually Mirrorless Vultures and a bunch of orange lizards too. That was close. I think he might have noticed me. Take that. Ah! Okay, what is this? Don't... Okay, he wasn't interested. Red lizard? I'm very glad this is a red lizard and not a caramel. It's actually easier to deal with. This guy, however... Oh gosh, why do I always make a... I always mess up this jump when I, like, need to make it the most. Vents, right, it's called vents. I mean, they're basically the same. They just have different names just because they're different locations and it'd be confusing to call them the same thing. That guy attacking the egg though. But they're essentially the same thing, like both iterators, and those are just like what the regions are called. So remember here, I should have created another spear, but it's not too important. Here's where I get a vulture mask. Okay, I like that. I don't like that. I just have a second vulture to deal with. But okay, stop him twice, he should run away. They're actually quite easy to deal with as Spearmaster. There's like 2 spears and they're gone. They're no longer a problem. I don't know what the number is for King Vultures. I feel like it takes like 6 spears for them to start running away. And I don't know if that's just because they have more health or because they are just less afraid of you. no, a vulture. Let me go the same way the vulture went. Through this pipe somehow. Yeah, I'm no longer able to do that pull hop. I should just practice this one spot specifically. Excuse me. Okay, that's an option. That was a risk. There have been cases where I tried to dodge a King Vulture like that and it didn't work. So I had to try to time it so that I did the pounce right when they fired, so that the like extra speed would let me dodge it, but they could have also like accounted for that and just like shot forward. I think they were a little too far back to hit me from that position. I'm more scared of the idea that I took down a vulture. Does that actually work? I don't think it has any effect. Like if you kill a creature, it's not like other creatures are gonna be scared of you because you killed that creature. They're gonna feel pretty much the same way about you. That's a draw for you. Okay. For whatever reason, I thought that Overseer was a vulture. The second. Damn, all the way down here. I mean, I guess it's up here, but also down low in this room. Excuse me, Cyan. Okay, that was kind of a bad idea, but I just wanted to injure them. But I do need a spear again, so kind of wasting time now. Cyan could be actually right about now, I think. That one might be. Wow, thank you. Another messed up pull hop. Please move out of the way. This is gonna take forever to clear up. This room in particular, they just don't know how to leave this tunnel. For whatever reason. Okay, that's actually good. Funny that I could have just used the spear normally. Maybe a little bit dangerous to follow this guy. As long as he, yeah, I'm fine. Okay, scavengers are the next problem. Looking for a spear now. It's raining. I might see elite scavengers. I need a spear now, but I can get one. Nice. Messed up that jump. We're good though. Scavenger check. Nothing yet. Surprised that all those roll pounces worked. Sometimes I see clips of people playing Ran World, and obviously they're not like speedrunners or like they play the game a lot. They're just like casual players posting clips. But if I ever see someone just like walking and that's it, like all the movement that they're doing is just walking forward, it kind of hurts a little bit, you know? Like all you're doing is walking forward. There's like so much more movement you can do. I'll probably. I mean, I don't know if you're actually finished with it. I should check food. I think I got the popcorn. Yeah, I got plenty of food. Maybe I'll check that mod out for when I play Rivulet this week. Because that's the kind of situation where I want checkpoints. Nice. Okay, just don't mess this up in Pebbles. This is like mediocre pace. At the time, it was very intense. Yeah. I'll see clips of new players like running away from like a green lizard and it's like they're freaking out. It's like it's just a green lizard, like you're totally fine. But sometimes they're like bad enough at the movements that they aren't fine. And it's actually quite difficult to run away quickly. Please move out of the way, Pebbles. Okay, thank you. This might be too low. Yes, definitely. Just a neuron. Sometimes I've gone through the entirety of Pebbles without even getting a neuron. I'm in Moon and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm not glowing right now. How did this happen? It's especially strange considering there's a room where it's like completely full of neurons. It's like, how would you ever get through this room without hitting one accidentally? Okay, that lined up well, surprisingly. I don't accidentally hit the inspector. He's actually down there. No, I didn't do anything. Oh shoot, did I? Something happened there, but he's not mad, so it doesn't matter. Oops, I went way too far to the side. Actually, didn't matter. Hitting that wall actually lined up the trajectory a lot better. Please move out of the way. I want to throw this direction. Oh, shoot. I actually kind of bounced off of that wall a little bit. Actually, honestly, if I'm doing like practice with like a checkpoint system, I would probably have creatures disabled to focus on movement. So saving, like anything to do with like saving creature data, it's not too important. I imagine that if it doesn't account for creatures, I don't think it would. Because at that point, you're basically just making an entire save file with like, I mean, I don't even know if you could save like creatures at all, because you need to save like their position and also like their current like behavior or like their actions that they're currently doing, and like the position of all their like different body parts for the physics stuff. But yeah, it'd be kind of weird to like teleport to a checkpoint and suddenly there's like a lizard right there. But yeah, I probably won't be doing that with creatures. And it still would be nice to have even with creatures, because you could just like, if you die or to like reset the save or just reset the game, you'll wake up in a shelter and you can just go straight to that checkpoint, and the creatures will be in the same spots as if you were to like shelter there. That was kind of close. That actually lined up really well. I'm a little bit behind pace, but this is still pretty good. I think it's mostly like lizard interactions that were kind of slow. Also, I shouldn't say anything about my pace in this room because I actually have messed up in this room before. Higher quality of life ideas. Alright, I guess that would include creatures that are like wandering around in those rooms that are outside of what's loaded. Quality of life stuff. I don't know if I can think of anything right now. All these spears here, like you could have done an extended sight with that spear you're holding. But I'm scared of a certain spider. I wanted to pick up a spear instead, doesn't matter. Stuck in my eye right now. Not very nice. That's a cyan lizard. I have an idea to deal with him. I'm gonna leave the pearl up here so I don't end the run. I missed. Okay, I guess I'll just go while he's in this pipe. I'll be able to move fast enough to this room, it doesn't matter. Ooh. Damn, what? That's never happened before. Just didn't grab. I'm surprised I didn't grab anything there. I was like super close every time, but I think I was just like not close enough for it to snap onto anything. Most of the times that I actually tried to grapple. That sucks. That should have been fine. After getting through pebbles. I mean, underhang's pretty rough, but the movement there shouldn't be too bad. Oh, actually, something that'd be really nice is an option to just change your karma level. I guess there's no reason to like want to lower it, so I guess being able to just increase your karma with a button press, kind of like the way you can use dev tools to give yourself food, that'd be very nice. Because it's annoying when I have to go into the remix options to turn off karma requirements. When I'm in like the middle of a practice run, it's like, oh shoot, I have to go like farm karma right now because I can't get this through this one gate. I don't know of a way you can do it with dev tools. Because the only way that I can do it is giving yourself food and then sleeping in a shelter a bunch. It's usually what I do if I need a bunch of karma. Dev console? Oh, I'm not very familiar with dev console. I don't even know what that is. Is it like part of dev tools or is that a different mod? Okay, I haven't not gotten that role in a long time. I also don't have any items. Actually, you know what? I want to reset because I want to do something. Unfortunate. Extra unfortunate. I'll try it again. Yeah. I want to see if there's a way I can implement this movement without having to like reset runs to do it. You know, that wall pounce, if it sends you to the side, maybe there's a way to recover it. Yeah, I kind of realized that, is there a name for that jump? It's like a corner wall pounce, but that's already a thing. A corner wall pounce, it's in like a different corner. This isn't the dragon jump because it's not in that room. Yeah, you can use it to get up to that pole. And I think it saves a bit of time. I don't know, I haven't tested how much. Because I kind of realized, you know, the wall pounce that you do for the dragon jump, you can just do that wherever you want, you know. So maybe there's some other parts of the run where it's useful, but don't really want to use it too much because it is very difficult. But I figured it's at the very beginning of the run, so it's pretty inconsequential. Ah, that's food, but difficult food. This is easy food. Too slow. Can Spearmaster eat karma flowers by sleeping with them? I don't... Probably, right? There's something that is kind of interesting that I discovered like a week ago. Apparently it's a thing that's common in Hunter story percent. Definitely not. Does that have something to do with like automatically eating stuff, and Spearmaster doesn't automatically eat stuff that they can't eat normally? I guess you'd only be able to eat stuff by stabbing it, so there's nothing you can like just eat normally. But basically the idea is if you have a pearl, or as far as I know, you know, this is just based on the knowledge that I have from my own little experiments, but I think that if you have a pearl in your stomach, you enter a karma gate, and then spit the pearl out and don't touch it, then the next time that you shelter, the pearl will just be there in the room with you, in the shelter. So the pearl will essentially warp from the gate to the shelter. And I think my theory for how that works is that the pearl is a key item. So if it disappears for whatever reason, it will attempt to respawn. But if you hold up. Okay. If you spit it out in a gate, then it will essentially, the game will think that the pearl is in the previous region, the region that you are now leaving. But now that you're no longer in that region, it gets unloaded. So when the pearl attempts to respawn, it doesn't have a region to respawn in because you unloaded that region. So it defaults to your own shelter. Oh, you tried it for no spear? That's interesting. But the idea is that, I mean, as Hunter, you start the run with a pearl in your stomach and you're holding the green neuron. But you want to eventually put the green neuron in your stomach and just get rid of the pearl because you don't need it for the run. I thought I could pick up the rock. So in the... Oops. Don't mind me. In the speedrun, you in the gate while you're waiting. Oh gosh. I just threw. Get the roll. But while you're waiting in the gate, you just spit out the pearl, put the green neuron in your stomach. And then you go to a shelter in Sky Islands and you sleep there. And you might also starve. It might have something to do with starving. Because you also... in that run, you starve to get enough karma to get an echo. But I guess if it had something to do with starve, then the pearl wouldn't stay there. But the pearl is still there, so maybe it doesn't. You just need the shelter normally. Anyway, the idea is that you can use this glitch to essentially carry the pearl with you without having to carry it. Just bring the pearl to a gate. Although the problem is that, you know, it sounds like it'd be something useful for Spearmaster, where you want to carry the pearl around easier. But if you need to... I forgot about it. I forgot about the jump. I'm so used to just doing this the normal way. If you need to have the pearl in your stomach, then Spearmaster cannot do that. Maybe, potentially, Pebbles, although that would, I don't think that would work. Potentially, Pebbles taking the pearl out of your body also counts as the same thing. But you don't, the next time you stay in a shelter is still in the 5 Pebbles region, so the pearl wouldn't get unloaded. But maybe the pearl would still show up the next time you shelter, but you don't shelter until after moon when you want the pearl, so that doesn't really work out with the routes. And you can't shelter past Pebbles because it's already raining by then. there's not really a good way to implement it into the route unless you went out of your way to like filter in different places, which I feel like would just like lose more time. Plus, not carrying the pearl doesn't make a huge difference in terms of how fast you can move. It probably makes it easier to deal with creatures, right? If you can maybe carry a vulture mask or use a spear. That doesn't affect your movement speed at all. So a really fast run with the pearl is going to be the same speed as a fast run without it. There's one more karma cache. Wasn't lined up properly. There always has to be a drop hook right there. Fortunate. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh shoot. Okay, I just barely managed to get 2 spears, but I kind of messed up the movement. Two spears here isn't necessary, but it makes things easier. Just so they don't need to bother with food for the rest of the run, pretty much. It's actually kind of funny how little food matters for Spearmaster. Like, you eat, like, 2 drop hooks and a popcorn plant, and that's it. No more food for the entire... Yeah, I almost made the same mistake. Get this red lizard's attention. Actually, I don't think I need to. That guy's still in the pipe, as always. He can come back, so this is a risk. Okay, they're kind of slow. Slow for a pink lizard. White lizard over there, not gonna bother with it. Before an egg bug. No, that's not what I meant. Keep feeling I want to hit the split button. Kinda got used to that. I need to get some spears now. Oh shoot. I only have one spear left. I'm gonna hope that these are enough. Come back, please. Okay. Unfortunate. Jumping to the side just was not fast enough. Good spear for free. Why not? Okay, remember to do the wall pounds. Whoa, that still worked? I feel like I was in the complete wrong position. I was way too far down, but I guess it still worked. Maybe I wall pounced off of the other corner on the bottom of the block. There's no way that works. I might actually want to hold on to the spear. Don't throw it. You save it for the droppers. I'll have to be careful on this next jump. Yeah, we're good. I think you just make that jump normally, but a little bit close. Use a few kite frames. See, now I already have a spear. I need to spend less time creating another one. Okay, I've been pretty lucky with the droplet spawns. Like, they've been exactly where I want them to be. Hey, dude. Sorry if I was threatening. I think actually, I mean, I might be wrong about this. I think the song that's playing right now, I think this plays in Sky Islands. I think Sky Islands has some of the best, has some of the best music in the game. It has lovely ARPs from when you're entering from Chimney. It has Kayava, of course. It has the song that plays kind of near communications array. I like that song. It has the threat theme that I really like. Just all the music in general is pretty good. I messed that up again. You guys hear that? I like doing that. Why does it? That was a weird interaction there. I don't see anything else in this room. Unfortunately, there's some RNG movement here. If you want, you can throw a spear at some point, and it will stick into the wall, and you can use that to climb up faster. But you throw the spear from a distance such that it only sometimes actually sticks in the wall. It's random, because the further you are from a wall, the less likely it is to actually stick in the wall. This guy's a huge problem. That actually worked out as just about as well as it could have. He got an egg bug, so we're all fine. I think it's like within a few tiles of the wall, it's guaranteed. And then there's like different steps of like, if you're this distance, it's this percent chance. I don't know what the chances are exactly. So I have to die to Vulture again. Excited for that. Yeah, I was kind of expecting a Vulture to be there already for some reason. Should probably create 2 spears first and then drops them. King? No. Okay, now it's definitely dead in a bit. Get your head out of there. Okay, good. That was cleaner than most Vulture kills. Please fall down. It's actually very difficult to fall down those kind of ledges without like falling down completely or accidentally climbing back up. Thought that scavenger would be a problem. No dropway yet. Thank you guys for leaving. Oh gosh, that was very scary. I was not in a good spot for that scavenger. For whatever reason, I immediately assumed that he wanted to kill me. Like I was playing Artificer. That's what it felt like when I saw that scavenger. It wasn't like, oh, maybe I can sneak by him, because I think it wasn't even a very aggressive scavenger that I saw. I was just so spooked that I immediately tried to just kill them. Please enter. There's a Vulture. A little worried about that. I'm gonna go through the pipes. I think that going through the pipes means that maybe it's slightly less likely for the Vultures to actually see me. RC speedruns. I haven't even ran speedrun or RD in a long time. I think I've just been watching an RD playthrough, so I just assume that scavengers are not good. Wow. Okay, every single King Vulture in the entire region is right in these like 2 rooms, which is actually good because I don't want to see one in this room unless they move over. Okay, that was decent. So anyway, there's the point when the spear is fading from white to black, where it blends in with the background perfectly and it doesn't look like you're holding anything. How'd that happen? What do you mean? Like, how did I get the mask? There's a king vulture. Please focus on the sign. Whenever I enter chimney, I grab the vulture grub to spawn in a vulture. I try to get that every run, because it's the only way I'm able to consistently get past the wall. This guy is actually in the worst spot possible. Hopefully the Slime Lizard will remain scared of the king vulture. Oh, dropped it. Yeah, see, he saw me at the beginning of the room. He was just scared of the king vulture. I'm still alive. Maybe I could survive this, unless I'm dead. I'm not dead. Those are the kind of scenarios where it's still risky, you know. If a lizard sees you at the beginning of a room and then he moves up to the top of the room, he will no longer be scared of you. And since you also have to go that direction. Okay, now I want to be dropped, like right now. But I don't have any spears, and I still don't have a mask. Vulture? Yeah, I think at this point I am now losing time. Yeah, okay. Oops, I didn't mean to continue. I don't think there are really any other... I mean, maybe I could have gone through a pipe there. That could have been an option. I also didn't know that the sign was going to go back through the pipe with the tunnel. You actually kind of want a vulture or a king vulture mask for the wall, because then you're pretty much guaranteed to get through safely. Yeah, that's fortunate. But you see, that's the alternate strat where you just kind of bounce along anyway. Let's not lose too much time compared to the normal strategy. Yeah, if you have a king vulture mask, it's like way easier to get by the wall without any lizard losing aggro or losing fear. I always try to pick up rocks in these rooms, but I forget that I don't actually want them. It's almost a bad thing to have rocks here. Okay, thank you for the snack. He doesn't even mind. Where are we now? Oh, we're in Struts. It's this song. This song is really funny. It starts out kind of like creepy sounding, and then it like it changes a lot as it goes. Another drop bug every time. He dodged this time. Not a problem. This chases me. Got doing an E slide. Don't want that rock. Right about now is when it changes. Just an egg bug. No worries. I don't really have any items here, so it's a little bit dangerous. And I messed up that movement. That's a scavenger. Okay, thank you for leaving. See, that's the strat coming in clutch. There was a lizard there, and the extended slide actually got me past it. Ah, okay, I'm bad. I feel like I should have been able to deal with that cyan, but I don't know, I just kind of fell. I don't know how I should approach that second jump because it's very low on the screen, so it's kind of hard to see what's going on. It's kind of doing a throw boost just to be safe, but maybe you don't need to do that. Faulting is faster there. Thank you. I can't imagine getting good enough at crawl turn vaults to just do them whenever you want. It's like having a different keybind for like a super jump or something that just boosts you up in the air. Like how do you even decide, like, I want to jump, so I'm going to like stop moving and do a crawl turn vault right here because I want to get higher. I can't imagine getting that good at crawl turn vaults. It's crazy. Although I've heard that there's certain keybinds that make it a lot easier. So maybe it's just like a control scheme issue. This my control scheme is like not good for them. Do the wall pounce again. Alright, no dropper this time. Very, very unusual. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Let's be here. I haven't really made much progress recently, but there's been some decent runs. I made it to Underhang like once, and I died to a dumb mistake. That's a king vulture. That's a blue lizard. Just pointing things out if you like aren't watching the stream or something. I mean, I think people do that, right? They'll watch the stream with just the audio. Or like sometimes they'll like actually watch it, but sometimes they'll just like have it on the background. That could be a pain. Okay, luckily that guy left. Actually, pretty good lizard luck here. Never mind. This one jump, if I mess it up, everything goes wrong. Okay, just come this way. Like actually, like every time I mess up the jump, like a part of my like. I reset like. I hate okay. I've too many dumb mistakes. I hate doing that. You know, I've done that jump like 200, 300 times or like whatever. You know, who knows how many times I've done that jump in speedruns. As Survivor, as Spearmaster, as Gourmands too. Like so many categories go through that one area. Like surely it's not too hard after this much time. It's just that in the moment when there's lizards chasing you and you need to go fast, it's like kind of the time pressure makes it worse. I want this item. Can you do a cross sprint while here? That doesn't sound like it would actually work out. Like that's too far away horizontally. Right, just somewhere else in this room. Not get as much high as I thought I would. You guys do your thing. I'll be going this way. I really want to eat that centipede. Okay. This is a little bit behind, but it's fine. It's kind of strange, this feeling of like seeing some lizards in outskirts and knowing that I'm never going to see them again. I mean, obviously I'm going to see lizards in outskirts again, but it's going to be a different set of lizards. You know, they're going to have slightly different stats. They're basically different creatures, right? But these particular lizards on this run, I only see for like a few seconds, and then that's it. I just leave them, and I never see them again. I mean, obviously nothing happens to those lizards because I leave the area, they get unloaded or abstracted or whatever. But if that wasn't the case and the creatures did stay there, then, you know, they'd be doing their own thing as I go off and, you know, do my whole quest and whatever, or probably die and reset the run. But for the whole time, those red lizards are still there, like, doing stuff. Theoretically. They aren't actually. I don't think I was in the right spot for that. Oh boy, vultures. Ah yes, vultures. Just has rocks, but he could still be annoying. Yeah, but annoying he was. This is a little bit slower than normal. Oops. There's like a speed boost I get there. I don't know what that's from. That was dangerous. I didn't get a perfect, yeah, hop there. That's also dangerous, for obvious reasons. Ah, just too many lizards. Did I not reset the timer? I might have just left it going. Difference between doing a speedrun and trying to just go fast. Or whether you care about your survival or not. I'm just gonna keep walking forward, but if there just happens to be a lizard in that location, then that's just unfortunate for me. I don't know what you mean by that. Perfect roll pounces? In the second, like the second room of what? So you can't just kind of jump across if you mess that up. Oh, right. So, like, after the gates in that room, I guess so. I think the main reason for that, though, is that he just couldn't use spears to jump across. I also saw him using wall pounces. You basically just try to pounce across, and then you just, like, wall pounce back and forth until you get enough heights to make it over. A little bit hard to tell what strategies in that run are actually like good strategies, or which ones are only necessary because you can't use spears, you know. Like there's some like crawl turn vaults on the wall that are completely unnecessary, but if you can't use spears, then you kind of have to do that. It's the only option for those rooms. It's like, well, I might as well just use spears, you know, if I have the option. Thank you for your donation. Spearmaster is so thin. The drop wing. I was too high. That triggered another one. He's after me. It's kind of weird movement. A funny song. Hyper is kind of the location of a lot of unused songs. But they didn't even... This song still is in the game, right? It's only the remix version? Which plays in some tunnels? Like, really? It happened again. He was right above me, I couldn't hit him. I guess that, like, there's, the song Rooftops, I think, plays in Pipeyard, but it actually plays in one of the better parts of Pipeyard, and I'm glad that's the case, but, so if I just do... Okay, maybe you can chain... Whoops, hold up. I'm not gonna... You know what? I'm not gonna experiment here. I should just get runs going. Yeah, I guess so. I use fast rolls here, which you can't even chain together, so... Start the timer. No items? No items. Throwing? Maybe I should talk about this at some point. There's this idea that I've had for a while that I was thinking about doing, and then I thought about not doing it, and I still haven't completely decided how I feel about the idea. But yeah, it's basically, I wanted to do some streams where I attempt to finish a run of every single speedrun category on speedrun.com for Rain World. I don't know if that include base game categories, maybe only downpour categories. Ooh, food. But basically, I would just go through every single category and complete at least one run for them all. And it wouldn't be the most optimal run. Maybe I'd just like slightly learn the routes and then just do one run and that'd be it. You know. And I don't even know if it would be like a speedrun, really. I might just like play the game casually and then just like record the whole thing and submit it, you know. Which is the intent of being kind of fast. But I feel kind of mixed about it because there's a lot of categories that aren't good. Any of the inf categories, for example, because that actually forced me to play that character. I've already completed MSE %, right? So I also need to actually submit that run. I keep forgetting to do it. But you know, there's like a lot of whoops, wrong. Oh shoot, I just lost a bunch of time. There's a lot of like 100% categories, pilgrimage category, you know, just lost. But actually, part of the concern is that it'd be a lot of work for the moderators for me to submit like 100 runs that they have to look through, and they aren't even like very good runs. You know, I wouldn't optimize them. They wouldn't be world records. They wouldn't be close to like optimized at all. They might have a lot of deaths in them or like other mistakes. So I'm just giving a bunch of like slow runs to the moderators to look over. Oops, I don't need to keep conversation. I wasn't even far enough. And it's also kind of one of those ideas to just have a lot of streams to do, you know. So that, you know, whenever I stream, I always have a new idea for something to do. The wall pants, you tried the same thing. Or basically, like, eventually I could get to the point where, you know, I always know what stream I'm going to do, you know? Just go to the next speedrun category that I haven't done yet. Just basically just create a big list of them, do them all in order, you know? I don't know, maybe I don't need stream ideas like that. Maybe I can just... Yeah, those are... Okay, he heard me. Sorta. But I also wanted to do all the challenges, right? So that those would basically be the two things that I'll keep doing for Rain World. I'll do all the speedrun categories and I'll do all the Discord challenges. Oh, perfect timing. Almost perfect timing. I don't know, kind of thinking about the speedrun one. I don't know if it'd actually be a good idea. I think the main problem with the speedruns is just that they're not after finishing Spearmaster. Spearmaster and other Spearmaster categories would be on that list. But I think I kind of just don't like to stream speedruns. I should have created a spear. Because, you know, usually... What are you doing here? I think he's leaving. Okay, he's actually chasing everything. Most streamers... Okay, if you're a live streamer, I feel like you were either focusing on the stream or focusing on what you were doing in the stream, you know? That was super ideal. So say you're a speedrunner, right? And your priority is the speedruns. You're focusing on getting world records or something. So you stream just for the sake of streaming it, just because you can, and I guess also for like recording it. Because you can just use the VODs to submit the run. But you don't care about the streaming. Like a lot of streamers who do that kind of thing, they don't like talk much. There's not much chat engagement. You know, the point is that they're doing a speedrun, and if you want to watch them do a speedrun, you can. But that's it, really. Thank you for that. Or there's the kind of streamers who focus on the stream, and the speedrun is more of a gimmick. Like, can I beat this game with this challenge, or like with this like crazy goal? You know, they're doing a speedrun, but if they die, they're not gonna reset the run. They're just doing a stream, you know. So they'll be fine with time losses. The speedrun is just an interesting thing to do, and also kind of to show off their skill, because they're probably also good at the game if they're doing that kind of thing. And it's also an easy thing to make into a YouTube video, so you can get the highlights of the speedrun and turn that into a video. That's actually interesting to watch. You know, that's the like streamer approach to speedrunning. But usually those kind of speedrunners aren't actually like the best runners. You know, they're not going to be getting world record runs. Or maybe they like used to have a world record run, and that's why people know about them in the first place, but they don't really grind it out too much, so they don't have the world record anymore. But they used to, so they're still good at the game, but they're just like not the best. Usually it's pretty rare for like world record holders to also be like content creators who put a lot of effort into the videos as well as the like actual speedruns. But personally, I don't think I want to prioritize speedruns as much, which is kind of funny because I have been prioritizing the speedruns for the past like 6 months or something. But I think the idea of doing like all the speedrun categories is kind of an awkward mix of those two ideas, where it's like Yeah, I'm focusing on speedruns still, but you know, it's more for the streams, right? But I don't really want to like submit a bunch of speedruns that are less focused on the actual speedrun and more focused on being an interesting stream of doing a bunch of different things. I don't know. Oh goodness. Yeah, goodbye, Cyan. You want to get out of here? Drop a really. This happened in the Artificer run. But I think my actually a big motivation for doing all the speedruns and getting world records is to get other people to also do the runs. That's honestly a big part of it. Because it's kind of daunting. Oh dear. It's kind of daunting to try out a speedrun category and not know the routes and not know what to do, what the best option is, right? You have to go like figure out everything yourself. You have to do all the testing and whatever. That's annoying, and that can honestly be a barrier of entry that some people don't want to bother with. So you know what? Whatever. I'm not going to do this speedrun. But I think if there's already a world record run, there's a much bigger. There's less of that barrier, you know. Oh, it's raining. That's actually convenient. Also, it means that I'm slow. Okay. Please, just make the jump. So if you're a big fan of Gourmand and you really want to try to optimize the Gourmand speedrun, but you haven't really seen what the route is, I've done the run. You can look at my routes, maybe make some small changes to it, or adjustments that you prefer in your playstyle, you know. And you already have a good starting point. You can start with my routes and then just keep playing until you improve it, you know. There's 2 white lizards in there. And that's kind of what part of my goal was, you know. I felt that a lot of the world records for the story percent runs were unoptimized. And that if someone wanted to get the record, they might not use the best strategy to do that, you know. Because I'm sure that if they did the same strategy as the world record run, just with a handful of changes, or just like making a few less mistakes, you know, they could get world record and save maybe like a few seconds, maybe like a minute. But they might be missing out on a completely different route or a completely different strategy that could save like several minutes, but they just don't know about it yet because there's no world record as an example, you know. They're trying to set the example. I should have picked up the spear. There's a spider there. It's been a while. I think that in some cases it is fun to optimize, but in some cases it's just like kind of daunting. When a route is like super open-ended and not very optimized already, then who knows what might be a faster strategy, you know? Maybe a completely different route that goes to different regions and, you know, does completely different stuff. Maybe that's faster. Do you want to go test that? There's elite scavengers in here. Isn't it an explosive spear? What the heck? I'm leaving. I'm so surprised I'm not dead from that. There might be another one, though. I don't really like the kind of routing where there's like 1,000 options and you need to figure out which one of those options is the fastest. But I like the kind of optimization where there's already routes and there's just maybe small changes to the movement that can improve it. I like that kind of thing more. Because let's say that there's a speedrun where there's 2 options that you could take. One of the options is the option that the world record takes. And you think that the second option might be a good alternative. And you do a run with that other option, and you don't beat the world record. You're like a few minutes slower. Promoted from a family connection. Not an actual lead. Yeah, it was the first time using an electric spear. He didn't know he didn't know what to do. But so you've attempted this alternate route and it was slower. You were a little bit slower, right? So that could either be because the route is just slower, it is just a worse route for the speedrun, or it's because it's a completely new route and you haven't optimized it as much as you could, you know? I hate this. So maybe if you spent a lot of time on those new routes, you could optimize it to the point where it is faster. That was a mistake. That sucks. So do you spend a bunch of time on this new routes to optimize it and maybe eventually get it faster? Or do you try to optimize the old routes and figure out that it's actually the fastest route all along, you know? And you don't know what the answer is, you just need to do a bunch of tests and figure it out. And you don't even know if you can test the runs accurately, because maybe you're just not the best at the game, and another runner who is better than you will do the tests and actually find the correct answer, because they're good enough to take advantage of a route that, you know, is actually the fastest, but it's just like more difficult, perhaps. Like maybe the alternate route is actually just a lot more difficult, and if you play it optimally, it is a lot faster, but you're just not good enough to actually figure that out. You think it might be faster, but some of the execution is a bit tricky, you make a few mistakes, you know, that kind of stuff. I accidentally grabbed on the second time. I don't think I'm organizing his pearls. I think I'm making it more of a mess. I mean, I think his pearls were already quite organized. He organizes them automatically when he floats them around. It's just that they kind of enter a state of chaos when gravity comes back to normal. Nice. Not quite. The song is a bit early. Like a few minutes early. Not a problem. I can pick it up. Okay, that was like the best place to drop the pearl. Obviously the best place is never. I wonder why Pebbles orbits this pearl around. Honestly, I don't know why. It looks cool. It's probably fun to program. Whether it actually is useful, I don't know. Because surely he just has access to all the pearls just whenever, you know? It doesn't matter where the pearls are. Oh shoot. Well, taken the long way. Oh. Ah. That hurts. That really hurts. It was totally fine. I mean, it was not fine. It was actually kind of not good, but just like one mistake and like you're like so much time lost just from that small mistake. Let's do this correctly this time. I don't even know why the pearl was on that hand. I thought I was just gonna throw another item. I threw that the wrong direction. I'm throwing now. Everything sucks. Thank you for being in the way. See, I'm behind by like a minute at this point. Just because I pressed the throw button an extra time when I shouldn't have. And I messed that up. I think I lost about 40 seconds. Actually, I lost about a minute and 15 seconds. And of course, every time you accidentally drop the pearl, of course it has to fly as far away from you as possible. Like, it can't just like drop on the floor right next to you. It has to just go backwards. I think it's kind of funny how little Pebbles cares about you taking pearls. Like, you can take some pearls and just leave with them and he doesn't care at all. Or maybe he does care and he just doesn't say anything about it, but you'd think that if they had some important information on them, he would like tell you to. I mean, I guess like the information isn't that important. He probably has like backups or whatever. And they're probably only for temporary data storage. Like easy access. Instantly copies data to another pearl. I imagine I mean, I don't know how he gets pearls in and out of that chamber. Or if he has like a stash of pearls somewhere. That's annoying. Can you take all the pearls from the chamber? What if you just take all of them? Will there never be pearls in that room again, or did they come back? He took the spear as the same moment that I threw it, and now there's another guy, and he took the If I finish this run, I'm not going to be happy about it. Like, really? This isn't the run? don't get past this point often, so I kind of have to continue. I'd stick the spear in the wall. I could have took the pearl and just ran, but I tried to like grab something to throw at them instead. I don't feel great about this. Yeah, right? That one pearl. That shit's sitting there. Like, surely that's not like the permanent storage place for pearls. And like, if she wanted to access it again, how would she get it? Would an overseer or an inspector bring it over? I guess inspectors make sense, right? Or maybe like an overseer could read the data of the pearl and then transfer it to a new pearl inside the chamber. Shoot. No. Where'd he go? Does he exist? Did that pearl just vanish? I mean, like, it's over. This run really not great. I could try something. I mean, I don't think it would work at all. Yeah, okay, that probably means they still have it. Well, I actually was assuming that giving the scavenger the pearl would make him drop a spear. I'm kind of surprised he didn't, but I guess maybe your reputation has something to do with how much they trade. So if your reputation is really low, even if you give them a pearl, they're not going to drop any items. I assume that's what happened there. Hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, it's this part of the stream now, where I suck at the game. And I'm gonna die repeatedly in outskirts and industrial. Mess that up again. You know, you've been talking about making speedrun guides, I think for like an 8%. I kind of had an idea for a type of speedrun guide that I might want to try to make. Now, I guess you should know, every time I say that I'm going to make something, I never get around to it. So who knows? The idea that I had was basically to do a run, of a speedrun with creatures turned off, and maybe it'd be segmented too. Basically so that each room shows like ideal movement for the room. I don't know if I'd want to like super optimize it, like here's the best possible movement that you can do that like the task would do, right? With like EI hops and, you know, whatever is most optimal. I don't know if I would want to go to that kind of level, but to at least show like here are the best strategies to use in general. And then I would have on the side a list of creatures that are most likely to show up in this room. So the run itself would have no creatures in it, just to showcase the movement. But then on the side you could see like, oh, in this room a white lizard is very common, or a king vulture is very common, you know. So you can still get an idea of like what creatures to look out for. Because I find that in world records, if you want to use a world record to learn a run, which I don't think is unusual, right? If you want to learn a run, you'll look at the world record to see what they do. But a world record run is most likely to be an above average run. You know, it's going to be very lucky. So there's actually not going to be too many creature encounters in a world record run. Like in any percent, I think the like world record runs don't even have like mole lizards infiltration. Like the whole area is completely empty, and it's like this area doesn't even look very dangerous at all. But you could have in that video as an example, like infiltration warning, lots of mole lizards in this room, right? But yeah, that's just the thing. Like a lot of world record runs just don't have many creatures in them because they are the lucky example. So you don't really get a good idea of what the creatures are like just from watching that run. So you do the run for yourself, and you realize that suddenly there's a lot more creatures that you weren't expecting. You'd want to mostly prioritize new players. Like if you're interested in speedrunning. Actually, that's reminds me of another idea I had. I kind of want to create a list of my recommended speedrun categories. Basically just a list of speedruns that I think are most approachable and most enjoyable. And maybe it could be for new players. Maybe that could be part of it. Because if you're thinking about speedrunning the game, there's so many different options. There's like pebble percents, there's any percent, and there's different characters. So you could do those two categories as monk instead of survivor. You could do pilgrimage, you can do 100%, and then like every single downpour character has like 10 categories, you know. But I kind of want to create a list of like, here are the speedruns that I think are the most enjoyable and the most approachable. So if you're just thinking about speedrunning the game, here are like some options. Like I think that Rivulet Pilgrimage is a really good category that just not many people really know about. There's like a handful of pilgrimage runs. I threw the wrong spear. And if people want to speedrun rivulets, I think they're going to default to the story percent run. But I think that the story percent run is actually a much worse category for like speedrunning rivulet. If your only goal is to try out a rivulet speedrun, then the story percent run does not sound the most appealing, you know, because you have to go through the rots. You have to learn a bunch of movement with the grapple worm and the refraction cell, you know. I find that a lot of people are not interested in the idea of going through Underhang or the rots. But Pilgrimage kind of skips all of that. So if someone wants to speedrun rivulet, then this list of runs could basically say, hey, Pilgrimage is an interesting category. Maybe you want to try that one out. I might die here. But going back to the idea I had of making the speedrun guide. I don't know how much it should include. Oh goodness. Oh yeah, get the egg bone. How much I want to include like alternate options, you know? Because in any room, there may be several ways to approach the room, different movement options, or like advanced tricks that can like skip a big part of the room but are much more difficult, like the wall pounce in Outskirts. Because I don't want to have an example run that shows all of the most difficult movement in the run, right? Because a new player may see this and think, oh shoot, there's a lot of really difficult movement in this run. That would be difficult to learn if I want to try out the speedrun. So that might actually make it less appealing. But if I could like provide options that basically say, here's the easy movements in this room that is the best, and then here's the difficult movement that is actually the fastest. I don't know where I would include those like alternate routes. Like would I just for each room basically show like here's like this option, here's this option? Or would I just show like one whole run with like the easy options and then a whole run with the hard options? I don't know. So I kind of like the idea of it being one continuous run. And not having to like have too many edits. And also for the, making it easier to make with less edits would significantly increase the chance that I actually finish making it. Or even start making it in the first place. This is a drop word. I dropped the mask. I think when I was picking up the drop word. Okay. I'm very bad at communicating with people who aren't viewers of my streams. So if I'm like doing a speedrun, like Reveal It, or maybe not Reveal It. How about Gourmand, right? I'm running Gourmand and I'm like figuring out different tech and different routes and stuff. And so I know how to run Gourmand. If someone else wants to run Gourmand, how are they going to know what? Well, they could watch the world record run. But let's say that there's points in that run where I make a mistake and I don't get to do the movement that I wanted to do. Or I don't do a strategy because I think it's too risky to go for, or or maybe I only take one option out of several options where one might actually be better. There's not really... Oh gosh, why are you it's like stuck in the pipe now, thank you. But I feel like that kind of information is only relevant to like the 3 people, or maybe that's too much. Like the one person who's going to try to optimize Gourmand, Like guides that showcase the most optimal movement possible, like 3 people total are going to care about that. So it makes a lot of sense to focus on a run that like is more approachable, more accessible. Make the same mistakes forever. Or maybe something better for that would be like a document that kind of talks about each. I mean, then you can't really show like if that's a video. Like being able to show like a video of movement is really helpful. So just like a document that just explains what the movement is like that isn't as useful. Wow, he really got out of there. I think it'd be really nice if I could just like pick a speedrun category, find the like guide for that category, and just know like, oh, this is the best movement for this room, or this is, you know, these are some options for what you can do in this room. Because sometimes I don't know. Like when running Pebbles Percent, I totally missed that. I didn't know what the best way to go up the wall was, and honestly, I still don't know. Maybe the route that I take is not optimal. Maybe there's a faster way. But I'll look at the world record run, and then the second place run, and the third place run, and they all do different paths. They all go up the wall differently. And it's like, well, which one of these is the best? So usually, the answer is just to test it yourself. Like if I want to know the fastest way to go up the wall, I just need to go and test every single option and see which one is the fastest. But that doesn't include everything, because maybe I'll figure out a path that is technically the fastest, but it is also a path where white lizards are more likely to show up in. So I'll take that path and runs, and I'll die a bunch of white lizards, and not realize that the reason that people didn't take that route was because of the white lizards. That kind of situation could apply in a lot of different places. I think it's kind of interesting, the idea of making some sort of speedrun guide. But also I think about how the community is very small. And you're making a guide for like a very small group of people. And if those people really want to learn, then they can just like ask, you know, like, hey guys, I'm doing this speedrun. Like, can I get help with this part? And some people will show up and be like, yeah, here's like some options, you know. That's usually how it goes. I see in the Discord. People just ask for, I mean, actually I don't see it too often. Usually they're actually talking about score runs instead of speed runs. I also find that people very rarely talk about movement in specific rooms. Oh shoot, was that a spear? This guy's very scared of me. Oh, nice parry. I don't want you to go this way. Ah, that's I threw. Depths of movement. I hate depths of movement. I don't know how to do it. The part of the problem with depth runs is that if you want to look at world records for reference, some of the problem is that at the end of a world record run, you don't want to take risks. If you're on really good pace, you're gonna play it very safe, right? So world record runs are actually kind of less likely to have good depth movement. They're just gonna take the safe options, which is usually not doing like movement stuff. Any movement tech in the depth is super risky. Maybe there's a room where doing an EI hop is like really good, but you're not gonna want to mess up an EI hop on world record pace, you know. I mean, even if you know where to do an EI hop, you still have to like learn how to do an AI hop in that particular room because the timing is going to be different than everywhere else in the game. Like every time you try to do a slide and you mess it up and you just like gotta sit there and like trip over yourself for a few seconds, it hurts. Oh, nice. Like actual physical pain for every mistake you make in the depths. I haven't really done a category that goes through the depths in a long time. Honestly, most of the categories that do go through the depths, I usually I'm playing as a different character. Like Riv, Pilgrimage percent, or Gourmand any percent, I think are the main ones. I really like going for instant pounces. Instant slide pounce, I don't know what they're actually called, but basically when you do a slide pounce, when you do a slide pounce on the first possible frame of a slide. And since time is slower in the depths, you can actually do them. And they're really satisfying to do. But also if you mess it up, you just trip over yourself and it's really annoying. Could eat you. Wow, thank you for crawling into that spear. MVP drop wire. Depending on how far this goes, this might be the last run. I guess for the speedrun guide thing, if I wanted to include like alternate routes at any point, I could have like a timestamp, and then at the end of the video I'd have all of the rooms that have like alternate movement in them. So the first part of the video would just be one continuous run, and then at the end you would have all the rooms that could have unique movement, and then you would have timestamps to go to those rooms if you want to see that movement. Now there's a dropper here, and I can't just hit him with a rock. Okay. Got there eventually. That's still really annoying though. Something should be made first. This is a little bit slow. Oh, he didn't fall. Lion is chasing you. He's very hungry. What do you do? Red, red, red. Please. Okay, yeah. Oh boy. The game said no. Did not want me to finish. I feel like at the moment I jumped over that red, it was gonna immediately start spitting at me. So I'd fall down and die. Also a little surprised that the white lizard just kind of stood there and waited for me to come over. Guys, expedition complete. Nice backfoot for no reason. Also, I think I forgot to do the talents. Ah, no roll there. Please don't. Dropwig sitting there watching as his fellow Dropwig gets stabbed in the spear with the spear, and thinking surely another spear won't fly by and stab me too. As they proceed to get stabbed by another spear. I think this kind of has to be the last round. Spend the time to line up and everything. Nah, this guy's here. Not even going far enough. Well, okay, one more attempt. Don't like ending in outskirts. I forgot about the pants again. The beginning of the run is definitely very autopilot. I've done this so many times. Ooh, centipede. I missed one sphere. That's like, okay, at least I hit him on the way up, but that would have been a lot faster. Oh, hello. Welcome to the end of the stream. If we're lucky, you'll get to stay for a lot longer than 5 minutes. Hey, this song. I mentioned this song at the beginning of the stream. I think, yeah, this is the right song. Another dropwig. The stream is at a very high rate of dropwigs in that spot, which is unfortunate because it's the only spot where they can make a difference. Okay. Thank you, Scavenger, for not being too mean. I kind of forget that they don't have the same reputation as Artificer. Like I feel like I kind of just round it down to they hate me and will kill me instantly, which is usually true for Spearmaster. You just might also get lucky and encounter a Scavenger that this doesn't really care. But it's usually too risky to bet on that. Why don't you pick that rock back up? Okay, that's very lucky. Ah, that movement here. Fine. Actually did that jump. Holding normal spears? I don't think it's too strange. I hold normal spears a whole lot in this run, whenever I get a chance. Okay, lucky industrial. Whoa! Whoa, that was really good. That might be the best one I've done yet. Normal I keep getting normal vultures. I don't know if I like that or not. The King Vulture Mask actually does make a decent difference. Oh, come on. Oh wait, it popped off. That was very close. Lethal Company stream Saturday. How do you know? That's what I was planning on doing. All knowing. Damn. I didn't know that. Dude, there's a weirdly high chance of seeing scavengers on that bottom platform for some reason. Like, what are they doing down there? How did they get down there? How did they get out of there? Excuse me. Vulture. Thank you, Blue Lizard. First time a King Vulture's ever actually correctly chosen which prey it should go after. Like this little tiny slug cat, or this like sizable lizard that is just sitting here doing nothing. I missed that rock. Okay, that was decent. Food pips a slug cat gives? I think it's 2. Or maybe that's how many slug pups. I think a slug pup gives 2 pips. I don't know about regular slug cats. I don't think there's ever a situation where you can just eat a normal slug cat. Unless maybe, you know, in Outer Expanse as Gourmand, when you're going to the tree, you can see other slug cats there. Can you kill those slug cats? Usually you can't really interact with them. They run away too quickly. But maybe with like dev tools you could teleport yourself up and then like throw something. I wonder if that's possible. Nice. Yeah, you get a lot more food from a lizard. And they immediately get scared and run away, which probably makes it a little bit more difficult to actually catch them, but a slug cat might fight back, you know. It's actually kind of risky to go for a slug cat in some cases, especially if it's Spearmaster or like Hunter or Artificer especially. They should, the vulture should be scared of Artificer. Yeah, at the very end of Gourmand's campaign, there's the slug cats in the cutscene. But I mean, a little bit before that, you can see a handful of slug cats on their own. Kind of acting like hornets in Hollow Knight, the way she kind of leads you forward. Surely someone will know that, but there's a few slug cats on their own that aren't part of the final cutscene. Somehow I still got an extended slide there. Please move out of the way. Hornets from Silksong? Crazy. I should really just do a wall jump there instead of grabbing the pole, but I'm so used to the alternative. Hey, Playlist is trying its hardest. Not quite. But almost. That was scary. You are also scary. Please run away. He has a single spear. It is very scary. Oh wow, he is a very skilled scavenger. Yep, that was almost an elite. Like, that guy's about to get promoted. Well, alright, that's it then. That's gonna be the end of the stream. There were some mediocre attempts, but I didn't make it to Moon. I think there was one attempt that should have been a lot better, but I just totally threw it away. Just from messing up movement. I don't know if I will, when I will next, maybe I'll do like one Spearmaster run a week. Which means I'll do one Spearmaster run, one Rivulet run, or stream, but you know, with who knows how many runs, but so one Spearmaster stream, one Rivulet stream, and then one stream for whatever else. Maybe I'll kind of stick with that for a while. Yeah, I think that's a decent idea. I don't really want to do like a ton of Spearmaster runs back to back to back, you know? I don't really want to do that more. But it also might mean that it's going to take a very long time to actually finish the run. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. See ya.